What if 2020 wasn't the worst year, but turns out to be the best year? I can tell you that the most traumatic events of my life created the best results for me ultimately because it toughened me up, it made me smarter. And as a company, I think this can do this as well. I think you find new ways, you find ways to be creative and think of things you never thought of before because it was a necessity. The mentality that you sometimes run into is, that's not my job, or I'll only do so much for this amount of money. And I got to tell you, that just doesn't fly these days. It didn't fly before, but it flies a lot less now. Everybody's got to rise up and do something different, go further. We all underestimate what it takes to be successful. We all underestimate it. And until you realize how far you can go, you're not going to realize your full potential. And we won't realize our full potential as a company. I did a little experiment going back about 5 years with the Washington District. And one of the things that we did, I had everybody in the room stand up. And I said, I want you to keep your feet planted. I want you to turn and find a spot on the wall as far as you can see without moving your feet. And then I had everybody turn back around. I said, everybody got that spot? And everybody agreed. And I said, okay, now I want you to do the same thing. Don't move your feet and go just a little further than the spot you just looked at. And everybody did it, turned around. I said, how many people saw a spot further than the first spot? And everybody raised their hand, right? And I asked why. And I just got this befuddled look from everybody. And I said, I asked you to go as far as you thought you could go the first time. And you didn't, clearly, because you could have went further the first time and you didn't. And I think it's a lesson that we all need to learn right now. If you think it takes this much, it takes that much. If you think you're capable of this, you're capable of that. And we all are going to have to push ourselves further and harder to climb back to where we were. And I think so often we look at things like this, all the conflict that's going on in our society today, it's all going to eventually get us to a better place, because you cannot get to a better place without pain. And you have to look at pain as a good thing. So I have this other theory that I live by, and I always look at anything I feel I have to do, I immediately reframe. And I don't have to get up in the morning, I get to get up in the morning. I don't have to work out, I get to work out. I don't have to give a presentation, I get to give a presentation. Reframing it and changing that one word will reframe how you feel about things, and how you feel about things will change the way you act about things. And we have all got to get from that have to get to. And I think you're seeing people now that feel like they get to go to work, right, in our society, because there's a lot of people that don't have that opportunity today and are seeing it differently. And we got to value that. We got to keep that fresh in ourselves, because it's always possible. COVID didn't just bring that up. It's always been possible that that could occur. So I would challenge you to stop pointing out the obstacles and start coming up with solutions to overcome them. Stop pointing out what's wrong with every change that's made. See how you can buy into that change. See how you can push through that change. See how you can offer a solution that maybe nobody's thought of yet. We're finding solutions right now. I'm going to tell you, there's some things going on in the company I work for today that I would have never believed. If you had told me that a salesperson was going to be doing 500 plus customer contacts in a month, I spent a decade trying to get people to commit to being over 150 customer contacts in a month. But because we learned how to use our virtual world differently, because we were spreading our wings and being creative, all of a sudden we found ways to have more customer interaction in different ways because we were forced to. What can you do now before you're forced to do it? What thing can you push yourself to? What limits can you go to without somebody telling you you have to or feeling forced to by our society? That's what's going to get us the greatness that we're all looking for. Going that little bit further, looking at that spot a little further on behind you than you thought you could see. Tap into that. Tap into it every day. and be disciplined about it. Discipline is like just in ounces. Regret is in pounds. Do not regret anything. Put everything you got into today so that our tomorrow, what we're looking for and what we're striving for and what we ultimately are going to have is what we put in. So thank you very much for listening. Let's go get it.